Jeff Munn, Charlie Turner-Thorne at Footprint Center. We're through one quarter, and we look at the numbers from the first quarter. Charlie, obviously you can tell that the Mercury is very much in command.
Yeah, that was a great first quarter for the Mercury. And I will say, though, I thought the Minnesota Lynx were getting good shots. I do think moving forward, the Mercury are going to need to tighten up their defense.
And those numbers, obviously, points per game in a distribution. Either way, the Mercury by 11, and Charles inside doesn't get the shot but gets the call.
I love the game plan. Just play through Charles. Again, I mean, I think the Lynx are playing small ball without Sylvia Fowles, and they really don't have an experienced defender to defend Tina Charles.
Charles, among everything else, as she misses the first free throw, I was going to say she's been excellent at the line, 84%. For a big, if you get 80% from a big, that's a bonus.
Yeah, she's been a tremendous free throw shooter. And we just jinxed
them both.
her.
Yeah, we just jinxed her. So
But,
it's our fault. Don't tell anybody.
In and out. Good miss.
So back comes Minnesota, trailing it by 11. And this season has just been kind of like that for Minnesota. Obviously, as Charlie mentioned, without Sylvia Fowles out there, they're a different club. And there's a whistle. That'll be on Diana Taurasi, I believe.
And they've been without Achangwa.
Yes.
Who will make her debut. I think she's out there right now.
As a matter of fact.
Yeah, she's just entered into the game, and tremendous player from Notre Dame.
Banham with the 3, and that one goes.
Well, we said it. Yeah.
Shooters got to keep shooting.
And you give them too many good looks, they're going to find their rhythm. That was a miscommunication between Sims and DeShields.
Pull-up jumper is good.
Okay, well, I'm just going to come right back at you.
She can do that. But it's true. If you can't get out of a shooting slump by not shooting. Banham drops it down underneath on a nice pass and a quick hoop.
And it was a great pass, and that was wide open because Megan just needed to stay home.
Yeah.
On her player. That was late help, which has hurt the Mercury so far this season.
Sims loses it. And it is picked up by Minnesota. And a shot short.
All righty then. That's a little push in the back.
Yeah.
Got to call that one. I don't know if she was looking at the rim and actually did not see DeShields in front of her, Jeff, because she just completely took her out. Unfortunate turnover by Sims. I mean, the coaching staff just wants her to come in and be a glue player and, just get the ball moving, and you don't need her coming in and trying to do too much.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what Vanessa Nygaard and her staff have told her. And it's a challenge, too. A player comes in at this point in the season, and you're trying to pick things up in terms of the plays that they run and what their philosophies are.
Well, that's why they picked her up, because she was in the entire training camp.
Yeah.
So she really is familiar with the coaches, with her teammates, with the system.
Tina Charles with the 3, and it's back to an 11-point lead 2 minutes into the second quarter. Jefferson.
There's that backside pin in.
And Dantas off on the 3, and Sims the rebound. Now DeShields drives in and commits the offensive foul.
Well, I thought the help was a little bit late, but, that's just kind of, when anytime, it's sort of advantage, disadvantage. You're going 1-on-2. You got to have a counter move besides a 180, throw it over my head.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be, DeShields is a great player, but, get the ball to your hands. You drew 2.
So Minnesota back in the offensive end, trailing it by 11. Dantas. Banham tried to get open, but goes back inside, and Dantas has the ball knocked away.
Well,
and it went off her leg, so Phoenix will get it.
Skylar Diggins-Smith, great heads-up play, because speaking of drawing, too, the Mercury miscommunicated. DeShields and Tina played the ball. The roller was wide open, and Skylar Diggins-Smith, huge play. Would have been a wide-open layup.
Taurasi's got it on the angle right. And a shot from the corner doesn't go, and the rebound taken out of there by Shepard.
And I think Cheryl Reeves likes that shot.
Jefferson goes into the corner to Shepard. And I believe the whistle came before the shot.
Could have been a handshake, or that could have been. Are they going to call illegal defense?
They might have.
And so, again, like the key was open. I just got to get clarification on that, or just not say anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Because clearly the foul is not on Shepard. McBride's shooting the shot, so we got a defensive 3-second again. Well, at least they're being consistent. That's all you can ask as a coach and players is you're going to call it on one team, call it on the other team.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, if it's going to be called that way, call it both ways and call it consistently through the game. I've seen instances over the years where games are called tightly in the first half, a little looser in the second, or maybe the reverse. They're equal to both sides, but they're not consistent, if that makes any sense.
There's that spin move, took the space from Turner, Jessica Shepard. You really can't defend that.
No.
That's just a great individual one-on-one move.
And the Mercury lead down to 8, and there's a Minnesota steal. And Bantam finishes at the other end.
This is what the Lynx are really good at, is just getting in passing lanes and creating easy offense for themselves. So the Mercury just have to adjust now. They have to, see when the pass isn't, go to the next, go back door, counter the pressure.
Diggins Smith gets it to Turner, and that's knocked away. And Bantam doesn't convert the three.
Whew. That's the second in and out look she's had this quarter.
But it's also it was a quick decision to try to hit the transition three.
Yeah, both these teams are guilty of settling on offense at times, and I really think that the team that's going to win this is going to do a better job of just like that, Jeff. Little hezzy, attack, right? You've got Tina Charles one-on-one in transition. Don't settle.
McBride gets the hoop. There's a foul to Shields, was knocked to the floor at the other end. Minnesota's going to call a timeout. We'll see if we get a look at that going to break. But, boy, it was a little physical at the other end. Charlie, the Lynx are getting back in this game because of the large amount of turnovers on the Mercury's part.
And, there's turnovers and there's turnovers. So when you have a live turnover that leads to a run out, that's just really – you can't set up your defense. Those are backbreakers. So the Mercury definitely just need to adjust to the Minnesota Lynx, knowing their offense and denying passes.
McBride, an 89% free throw shooter, knocks down the free throw there. And now it's a 3-point game. Taurasi at the top.
Looked like she thought maybe she could get a foul, drew some contact. I don't think she would have otherwise taken that shot, but that's your savvy veteran out there.
Yeah, and that's that intelligence and instinct. It didn't pay off there as the pass gets away and goes out of bounds, and the Mercury get it back.
That was great defense by Turner, just letting Petty get through the screen and then not allowing the roll pass. We call that a show, an on-ball screen defense, Jeff.
See the things you learn. Diggins Smith.
Telling you, it's the battle of the backside screens.
There you go. And a three from the right corner by Petty.
And that's hard to defend. I mean, usually we would get it in a tandem defense and make sure somebody would be outside of that screen and not give up that shot. But so far this game, both teams are getting pinned in.
She's gotten open a couple times for threes. There's a drive down the middle. Very nice play.
Yeah, that probably needed to be a switch by Tina Charles. That was a nice little horizontal cut by Mariah Jefferson.
And it makes it a 4-point game again. Backing down Dondas into the lane to Turner, and she'll draw the foul.
Great job by Tina Charles adjusting. Last time they ISO'd her, she did the 17-foot step back. Not probably the decision anybody wanted. Now she gets back to backing in on the ISO, drawing the double, and dropping the dime.
But that's an example of how great a player she is her versatility. She's not just staying down on the low block. She can score from outside. She distributes the ball. Just a tremendous acquisition by General Manager Jim Pittman over the offseason.
Turner, not the strongest of free throw shooters, but she got 1 out of 2, so the Mercury will take it.
Coming into the game shooting 59% at the line, and it's back to a 5-point game.
I love the way Petty's just, it's kind of, both Petty and Jefferson are kind of working the point guards up the floor. That's the way to my heart, Jeff Munn. Not that anybody cares, but.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, thank you.
And a whistle and a foul. And they'll get Charles for the foul.
Great fake by Nchawa. Got Tina Charles to bite. 2 free throws. And again, this key is just so open because of the defensive rules.
Yeah.
You know, not being able to play.
Well,
in college, you'd be head to the rim there. You'd have people, you say, don't ever have an open key. Don't ever have an open key. Well, it's pretty open in the pros. So this is a...
And you understand the intent, at least from the league's perspective, that they want to open up the middle and make it a little bit more of a free-flowing game. But at the same time, it is such a departure from the college game. It's a huge adjustment, especially for low-block players.
I think they like it.
Oh, I'm sure. 3-point game again as we're under 4 minutes to go in this first half. And Diggins Smith got past the defense.
Speaking of having space in the key.
Nice move by Skyler. And the Mercury again up by 5. Shepard might have rushed that one.
I'd love to see a 3-point shooting competition between McBride and Diana Taurasi on who gets it off quicker. They have to have 2 of the quickest releases in the league.
Taurasi goes down low to Turner. Now Skyler. Charles bobbled it for a moment. Doesn't get the shot. And Minnesota back into transition. Nice pass.
So that's the second time in a row. I mean, again, that's the Lynx strength. You know,
Yeah.
getting out and running. I mean, that was great offense. They worked the defense, moved it. The Mercury just have to get back and get matched up. You can't have 2 on the ball and leave. They've done that twice now, giving the Lynx a wide open layup in transition.
And Minnesota.
Talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk.
Gets it back to a 3-point game. Taurasi doesn't get the shot, but it looks like she'll be going to the line. And here again, another veteran player, excellent scorer with a very high percentage at the stripe. The Lynx have made this a ball game again, and we talked about the turnovers. I think the other thing that has impressed me about the way Minnesota is playing, Charlie, is the fact that they're attacking. They're going right to the hoop, transition. They're not, in most cases, settling for a pull-up shot. And there's a lot of points to be scored when you go right at the hoop.
Yeah, well, when you're exactly right. Points in the paint are hurting the Mercury and have led to the Lynx run, not only in transition, but just late help, dump down passes that the Mercury need to clean up.
Taurasi, as we said, an 89% free throw shooter.
You definitely want her getting to the line.
Exactly. And she's one that she understands that for as much as she shoots from outside, she knows that she can make teams pay by driving to the hoop and drawing fouls, as she just did. Pass into the corner. And the 3 doesn't go, and Taurasi the rebound. She's not going to lead the Mercury in rebounding most nights, but she seems to know where that ball is going to come off the iron.
Yeah, I think she's very, very strategic about when she rebounds and when she doesn't with her 40-year-old legs. But she is a great rebounder when she gives it the energy, which she can't with the minutes she's playing every possession.
No, that's true. We're nearing 2 minutes to go in this first half.
Wow, great flash, great high-low pass. That is so hard to guard. So hard to guard. And Tina Charles, I mean, she didn't have time to shift on that pass.
And that pass has got to be accurate.
Well, it doesn't have to be that accurate because when you seal them out, you just got to kind of throw it in
that's true.
In the lane. Great pass by Skylar Diggins-Smith to Turner, and they're definitely letting Turner get loose a little bit. So,
and here is that play. Comes right over the top, and you're right, Charles.
That's textbook high-low. That's that quick flash though. It's really hard to guard.
Diggins Smith, free throw line jumper, no. And a collision, and I don't know how they're going to rule on this.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's Shea Petty's foul.
I think you're right.
She's a half a step slow. Love the effort, though. Rebounding. No, I don't know that I love the shot.
No.
And it's hard because Skylar Diggins-Smith is leading them in scoring. She's being aggressive. But that's where I think the Mercury have to grow. They have to just be a little greedier.
Yeah.
In one possession game, just work it a little bit harder. See if you can get that wide open layup again.
Lynx could tie this with a 3. There's a 2 that doesn't go. And the rebound taken out of there, and Diggins Smith will hurry it into the offensive end. A bounce pass and a whistle, and I believe
Just a kick ball.
just a kickball, I believe. Or
McBride's selling the moving screen right now.
yeah, she almost sold it a little too much for the officials' liking.
They did call a foul on that.
And it'll be Turner at the line. And as we said, struggling a little bit at the line. And misses them both. So the Lynx survive that. They're still down 3, and we near a minute to go in this first half. And a nice pass and a finish by McBride.
I'll tell you what, these WNBA players, you cannot not be between them and the basket on a two-man game with a dribble at. Those are just basic defensive rules. You got to seal up those cutters because they will make the right read every single time.
Yes, they do. A 1-point game and a whistle.
It's kind of like when you play Stanford.
Yeah.
Because this is the same Princeton action that most of the teams in the WNBA run, and they just kind of fake the screen. McBride fakes the screen, cuts out of it. You got to seal them up.
Taurasi at the free throw line as Minnesota's over the team foul limit. Second try, and that one goes, and it's back to a 3-point game. Mercury led this by 11 after one quarter. Jefferson, and a drive inside, and a finish by McBride again.
So quick action there, baseline drive, backside hammer screen, playing for the 2-for-1, and good execution by the Lynx.
About a 7-second difference between the game and possession clock, and Diggins Smith with a running shot inside.
Pass the hot sauce, Jeff.
Yeah, how about it?
Skylar Diggins Smith. They cannot guard her today.
Powers misses the jumper, and it's grabbed by Petty, and there's 6 seconds to go in the half. Taurasi, and she does draw the foul and is going to shoot 3. Wow.
Savvy. I think between her and Chris Paul.
Yeah.
And congratulations to Cheryl Reeves. I alluded to it already,
yeah.
But our next Olympic coach, she is reaming her point guard about that play.
Well, you saw her point to her head as if to say, you got to think while you're out there.
Yeah, just not a smart play. Let her get the shot off. Distract.
Second free throw is short. 0.2 of a second. There's not much the Lynx are going to do if they get their hands on the ball. And indeed, the half comes to an end. And the Mercury get a little gift at the end to stretch it back out to a 4-point lead. Back at the Footprint Center, along with Charlie Turner-Thorne, Jeff Munn, we begin the second half. And in going back to talking about your keys to this game tonight, obviously this game has changed a great deal from the first quarter, Charlie, as Minnesota really cut into that lead. But the Mercury just has to stay with what they had planned, right?
Absolutely. That was a good first possession. And really, they haven't settled that much. They just haven't made shots at the normal efficiency that they usually do. And they are giving the Lynx too many points in the paint.
Minnesota took advantage of an awful lot of Mercury turnovers in that second quarter. There's a foul as it.
That's been an Achilles heel of the Phoenix Mercury all season long, fouling jump shooters.
Yeah.
fouling people, kind of like Mariah Jefferson did right before
Well,
the end of the
yeah.
half. But just, make people make shots. They're outside the paint. That was, a switch. Turner's there. She's long. But credit Aerial Powers. I'm a real fan of hers. I think I liken her game a little bit to Jewel Lloyd.
Yes.
Just strong. She can get in, get to the free throw line, get to the rim. Good 3-point shooter, really good mid-range. So maybe that's why Turner was worried, but I still say make her make the shot.
Had 15 points, did Powers, in the win at Las Vegas on Sunday. And makes the free throw, both free throws, to make it a 2-point game. If you saw the first quarter and didn't see the second, you'd think the Mercury would be on cruise control. Well, that hasn't been the case, and DeShields just flat lost the ball there.
Well, and credit Skylar Diggins-Smith going, I'm just going to keep getting my layups, but Lynx make the adjustment. Great pass, and DeShields, just lost the handle.
And Minnesota could tie or take the lead here off that Mercury turnover. And a pull-up shot in the lane, and the game is even. And that's Aerial Powers.
And that is something. Stay down on her because she can make that shot all game long.
So Minnesota, which has not led in this game, gets it even a minute and a half into quarter number 3. DeShields gets the hoop and will go to the line.
And it would be helpful. I mean, right now you have Skylar Diggins-Smith scoring, Tina Charles, Diana Taurasi, Diamond DeShields. We need the Mercury need 2 other people.
Right.
Really, they need 3 of their top scorers going if they're really gonna do what they need to do this game.
And Diamond certainly capable of it.
And you love to see when Diamond DeShields does not settle because that's really her strength, attacking the rim and getting to the free throw line.
3-point play puts the Mercury back up 3. And a heads-up move there to get rid of the ball, but the shot is short. Taurasi to Charles. And a drive and a shot doesn't go.
Tough shot by DeShields.
And back comes Minnesota. Just 3 wins on the year.
And this is where you got to be careful. I mean, Dantas didn't make that shot, but you take quick shots that really plays into the Lynx game and their transition.
Diggins-Smith gets a screen from Turner and gives it back to Bree. Taurasi alone.
Great extra, one more pass.
You love the play. The shot just didn't go.
And that's kind of been happening in this game a little bit, where I really think the Mercury have had some great shots. Great job staying home by Turner and getting the steal.
And the shot goes. The thing hit the back of the rim like you thought, that.
What do you call that, a flat tire or something?
Yeah, something like
know.
that. But Diggins-Smith will take
the
it.
The announcers know that. The coaches,
yeah,
we just say,
I don't
yay,
think I've
yay,
used that
it went
term
in.
before, but I think the term I use is 10 years from now, it's still a made field goal. There's a shot from the corner, and that's a 3.
You know what we called that in the old days? We called that a facial. Get out and guard that person.
Yeah.
Late contest, kind of soft. That's not good enough.
So it's a 2-point lead again. Turner inside. Turned around but couldn't get the shot to go.
Another great pass out of the double by Tina Charles. Mercury's got to get matched up in transition here.
Jefferson works it to the right angle. Powers knocks it down.
And that's just a great shot.
Yeah.
I mean, Diana Taurasi, is going to give her a little bit of space. She's got an ISO in the middle of the floor. Had a good job, did a good job of contesting the shot.
And the Mercury are going to take a timeout. I'm always curious, Charlie, and I think a lot of fans are, when a timeout is called, coaches go through a lot of things they talk to about their players, but how much X's and O's are they doing in the middle of a game during a timeout?
Oh, well, that might have been an X and O call because that was a great ATO with the slip with Turner and not settling and getting a wide open layup. But, I think it just depends on the game and your team. Definitely a lot of timeouts for me are just getting our minds right and, coaching more the feel.
Right.
But a play like that, coming out of the timeout is lovely.
Yeah, it settles everything back
Yes,
down.
it
That's
sure
for
does.
certain.
A wide open layup, but just not great defense by the Lynx either, which is a huge key. They have to sustain their defense if they're going to get back, if they're going to get onto a winning ways, as we like to say.
Powers got
Great
that
hands.
rebound, and
That was all Skylar Diggins poking the ball away. I think that's going to be a foul and Mercury ball.
Shea Petty went to the floor. And, yeah, they're heading back the other way. It's a 2-point Mercury lead with 5.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. And Skylar brings it into the offensive end. Turner set the screen. Charles out top. Not quite, and Shepard the rebound.
Skylar Diggins-Smith did a great job of creating that going downhill, sucking the defense down, and getting Tina a wide open look.
And the three is good. You could see that she was thinking about passing the ball inside. Was
Milic, yeah.
Milic, thank you.
And, I'm not sure I wouldn't have wanted Tina Charles to play her that way. She has not hit a lot of threes yet this year. But kind of like we said in the first half, you can't keep leaving people open. And, you don't want to let people shoot in your face.
Diggins-Smith comes right
on
back,
cue.
knocks out on the three. So Minnesota's first lead of the game was short-lived. And it's a 2-point Mercury lead again. Milic moves inside on Charles, but can't get position and had to settle for an off-balance shot. And that's an unfortunate foul because Tina Charles did everything she was supposed to do defensively.
That was really good defense, and then you just don't want to belly up. When you belly up on an offensive player, then you've lost your space, and they will absolutely call that a foul, even though I don't think it was much of a foul.
Right.
The officials completely bailed Milic out, but just keep your spacing.
You could just see that Milic wanted to try to get a clean look and couldn't. And it was because of the way Charles was positioning herself.
You don't want people to just back you in. You've got to chest up to some degree, but you don't want to, when they pick up their dribble, give space.
Yeah.
Don't let them step through. Don't let them draw the foul. And she hits both free throws.
And it gets us even again at 50.
Lynx aren't missing their free throws today, Jeff.
No, and obviously the better percentage you've got, the better your chances of coming out with a W as Taurasi knocks down a three. In times of crisis, you know where to put the ball.
Big-time players make big-time shots.
Shepard takes the pass underneath, and the pump fake and the score.
That could have been an and one.
Yeah, it could have.
But, just breakdowns, uncharacteristic breakdowns defensively by the Mercury tonight with leaving people wide open for uncontested layups.
There's a tip and a steal, and Shepard gets it up ahead. Or make that McBride, who takes the pass, gets the layup. She's fouled. She'll go to the line.
Speaking of what officials call, that was a little swipe. Skylar Diggins-Smith is pleading her case, but anytime you swipe, you just teach players not to swipe, Jeff, because anytime you swipe, they can call the foul. I can't even tell if she got her, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The officials can't tell either. It looks like it. Usually they call it. Now it's just another one of those sideways passes.
Yeah.
Where, the Lynx have shown all game they're going to be denying. Go back door, go to the next.
And another free throw made by Minnesota, and it puts them up by 2. Diggins-Smith out on the angle right. Turner comes to set a screen. Skylar drives, doesn't get it. Shepard the rebound.
Oh, great heads-up play by Petty. Hanging around a little bit in the backcourt.
How about that? Going to the floor and getting the ball. The jump ball is called, but that you're risking, obviously, a foul in that circumstance, and she managed to do that without picking up a foul.
Well, a lot of times players don't turn and look, and Petty took advantage. She just needed her teammates. Her teammates needed to push up with her there. I think she could have actually probably got someone the ball. They were a little late to react.
So it will be Petty to jump it.
So this is where you want to be matched up and step in front. I would have everybody matched up with a player, defensively, obviously, with the height disadvantage for the Mercury. But whatever team, I would be boxing out and stepping in front. So
Now,
we always say on a jump ball, whether we get the jump or not, we're getting the ball.
right.
If we're really working hard and being smart. Not sure what the officials are debating right here.
Well, they're discussing, I think, there's something to do with the shot clock. They reset it to 18 seconds. And Minnesota had the ball on the possession. And now they set it to 23 because there was a change of possession with Petty getting the ball.
Yeah, 23 sounds a
Yeah.
little more accurate to me. There you go. And Diamond DeShields creates a possession for the Mercury by getting in front and deflecting the ball off the Lynx player. Great job.
And Cheryl Reeve
It's not happy.
not too thrilled about it. But again,
I can relate to that intensity.
yeah, I bet you can.
I can relate.
But just to complete the thought, they reset it to 23 because with Petty grabbing the ball, there was a clear change of possession. Gustafson is back in for Phoenix. Diggins Smith. He goes in the corner and goes out of bounds, and Minnesota will get it back, and that's a frustrating sequence for the Mercury.
Yeah, I mean, good idea, not good execution. You don't need to get off your feet. It's the Lynx are doing a great job on sideways drives of just closing up on the kick, which is what you should do defensively, and the Mercury need to recognize that.
A three in the corner, and the Lynx have stretched this out
Battle
to a
of the
5-point
backside
game.
flare screens
Yep,
tonight.
there it is again.
Both teams have had a field day.
And again, we mentioned it, the Mercury led this game by 11 at the end of the first quarter, and there's another steal.
And that's a really frustrating one. I think that's a frustration foul right
Yeah,
there,
I was
too.
going to say, that looked
and
like a frustration foul.
I guess I don't blame her. I mean, 2 turnovers in a row and same play. Sideways drive. They're closing up. Your teammate's not open. You got to play downhill. You got to get into the key to score, which really Diamond DeShields normally does. You know, she's normally in there getting to the free throw line. So pretty sure Coach Nygaard will give her a blow here. Just let her catch her breath and adjust.
Mercury not over the team foul limit, so it's possession for Minnesota. Banham is back in.
Sims is back in for the Mercury.
Jefferson scoops it up there with the left hand, doesn't get it, and Gustafson just flat took the rebound away from Shepard. And all the way down at the other end, Diggins Smith draws the foul. Goes back to what we said about you attack the hoop, you're going to get your opportunities to convert at the free throw line.
Yeah, great blood drill. I would love to see Skylar Diggins Smith do that more. Hopefully she's okay here. She had a lot of forward momentum going there, which is really dangerous. You coach your players to slow up when they pick up their dribble and go up, not out. And when you go out, not only is it a harder shot, but of course you can fly into cameramen and all sorts of things.
Yeah, and that hurts.
So, yeah, but Skylar Diggins Smith is tough. She wants her free throws.
Yeah, absolutely. And her team needs them. Down 5 with 2:07 to go in the third quarter. And she gets the first.
I think she does sense here that her teammates are struggling. You know, they're not really getting anything going. And when this happens, Skylar Diggins Smith just needs to not force things. Be aggressive. Keep being aggressive, but also know that people are going to start keying on her because she's really the only consistent scorer in this game right now.
And you notice Taurasi went to the bench, and I'm sure Vanessa Nygaard just wants to give her a couple minutes to catch her breath before getting her back out there for the fourth quarter. Considering how close this game is. Jefferson, as the shot clock was winding down, doesn't get the shot but draws the foul.
Okay, you kids watching at home, you guys need to take note. We never, ever, 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 ever foul jump shooters. That they're going to review it, but I am pretty sure that she got it off.
Yeah,
that it's going to be free throws. I know Skylar Diggins Smith is saying that she fouled her after the shot clock went off, but that's not what I saw.
Well, even in that instance, you still don't commit the foul on a jump shooter.
Thank you. Yes. Make people make shots. I mean, that's off 1 foot. That's got to be about 30, 32 feet. Very unfortunate. I think Skylar knows it. She's frustrated with herself. She's such an incredible
Yeah.
competitor, so intense. And sometimes as a coach, you love that, but you also just have to help them, just have more poise at times and relax.
This review shouldn't take long because you just saw the replay that the shot left Jefferson's hands well before the light came on.
We talked about the subbing and getting Diana Taurasi a blow. That's been really hard for the Mercury coaching staff so far this season because they have different players available almost every game.
Right.
And as a former coach, that's just it's hard to get a rotation. It's impossible to get a rotation when you don't have the same players available game in and game out. So I know from talking to Coach Nygaard that she's still struggling with that for obvious reasons.
You're also subbing based on matchups too, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think you absolutely are. I mean, there's certain people that you want on McBride. If you put a guard too small on McBride, she is going to run them into the paint and post the crud out of them.
Right.
So, yes, you are subbing for matchups. And that's where Sims helps out right now. She's a bigger, stronger guard, and really she can guard the 2 or the 3, or even maybe the 4 like Sophie Cunningham was.
So the call was obviously confirmed, and there are free throws coming. But again, there wasn't much debate about it when you saw the replay that Jefferson had let go of the shot well before the shot clock ran out. And this is just going to rub salt in the wound for the Mercury.
It's kind of a tale of two halves because I feel like the Lynx were making those mistakes in the first half, and the Mercury were really outplaying them. And now, so far, down the back end of the third quarter, the Mercury are really the ones that need to play smarter basketball.
Indeed, and they're down 6. And there's a whistle.
That's an easy call. She was holding her.
Banham picks up the personal, but that's only the 4th team. So for what it's worth, the Mercury will get the bonus the final minute 34, but the Lynx could afford to burn a foul there. Diggins-Smith left with a little bit of space and knocks down the 3.
And I like that call. She's in fuego. Jeff, go to the hot hand.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially with Taurasi on the bench. Banham. And she hits the 3, but I think they're going to wave it off.
I think so, too. I think they're going to call moving screen on Nchawa. And that probably could have gone either way, but break for the Mercury.
And there you see the 3 by Skylar Diggins-Smith. So now the Mercury with a chance to either get close or tie, and they will not get the 3.
Petty just didn't quite get her feet set on that shot, but great find by Skylar Diggins-Smith.
We come under a minute to go third quarter. Powers gets it back out to Achanwa. Powers in the lane, and it's rebounded by Turner. So the Mercury might go 2 for 1 here.
Now, see, I thought Skylar Diggins-Smith had Banham in transition, blood drill, attacker, before Gustafson got down the court. And then once everybody was set, that's when I would like to see the Mercury work the ball.
Right.
Hot hand or not.
Exactly. 15 seconds to go. 3 on the possession. And Banham knocks down the 3 in the left corner.
Facial again, Jeff.
Yeah.
Get out on the shooters.
And the Mercury with a chance at the final shot of the quarter. And it does not go as the horn sounds. And Minnesota, an impressive third quarter, and they'll take a 6-point lead into the final 10 minutes of play here at the Footprint Center.